Good anytime, my fuzzies, to a quick review of a game I just finished. All opinions in this video are mine and mine alone, so just please enjoy and don't take them too seriously. Thank you. Good anytime, my fuzzyites, and welcome to a quick review. A quick review of The Legend of Zelda. Let me try again. Good anytime, my fuzzyites, and welcome to a quick review of The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. As I usually do these reviews, they're from 1 to 5. 1 being that it just really sucked at what it tried to implement. It just really put me in a bad mood, was terrible, and really needed to be fixed, and it's just unplayable garbage. 3, whatever it was aiming to do, was kind of bare bones. It just hit the note that whatever it was going for, just hit the note, no more, no less. Wasn't really thrilled with it, wasn't unthrilled with it, just basic. And 5 being that it blew me out of the water with how beautiful and wonderful it was in all the sorts of ways that it was trying to go for. It really went above and beyond what it tried to do. So, it's been a while since I did one of these. So, as we usually do maybe, or maybe we don't, I am going to start with the story. So the story of Breath of the Wild is that 100 years from the game's start, Ganon, the entity of destruction and resurrected year after year after year, to destroy Hyrule, has finally decided to put his master plan in action to become Calamity Ganon, giving up his rights to resurrection so he could never resurrect again, in order to get full power and take down Hyrule, the kingdom, and everything in the whole world eventually. Link, Zelda, and 4 Guardians go to stop him, and through Ganon's power, they fail. But unfortunately, Ganon is powerful and destroys them all. Link is severely injured and must be sealed away, and Zelda, seals herself away with Calamity Ganon to stop him from resurrection, as they did do enough damage to halt him, but he is healing as Link is healing. And then you wake up, and you're on a grand adventure to go to all 4 divine beasts, where the 4 champions lie, unfortunately defeated. Go there, take back the divine beasts, and destroy Ganon once and for all when you got all 4 under your control. As well as that, you need to find 12 areas in the world that you have been to previously and have pictures of in order to get your memories back, because a side effect of being resurrected over 100 years and coming back to enough to move around is you lose all your memory. Once you get your memory, you get Zelda, and then you go fight Ganon. You get the final memory of what happened right before you were sealed away in the resurrection area. And then after you get all your memories, you fight Ganon, defeat him, and just go about your day, I guess. Overall, for the story, it's very enjoyable. Every divine beast has their own people around it. A village, you have the Gerudo, whether it be the Gerudo, the Rito, the Gorons, or the Zora. There's just people there living their life. They have different aspects, aspirations, and whatnot. And each of them sees you a different way. I think most people saw you as the true champion of Hyrule. You are the one with the sword. You are Link from the past who has come back. But a few of them think you are just a descendant of the Guardian, who can still go into the Divine Beasts and wreak havoc on them and get them back, and stop Ganon's control over them. So overall, for story, I'm going to give it a 5, because the memories really made me want more. I honestly really want a TV show of Breath of the Wild leading up to Tears of the Kingdom. I said at the end of the last episode, whether you saw it or not, that I would love for them to have 1 season of pre-Breath of the Wild. So you see the champions, you build up and whatnot. You go through their stories, what they're going through to try and stop the Calamity. The Calamity comes, they fight it, they lose. Season 2 takes place during Breath of the Wild, where Link has to go from place to place to place in order to save everyone and then defeat Ganon in the end. And the 3rd and final season being Aftermath, where they're going from place, taking care of little things, making people happy, building up the world until Tears of the Kingdom. I would love that. But that's not what we're talking about here. So story-wise, I am going to give it a I think I already said 5. Because it's a nice story. It's nice, simple. You go from place to place to place, as you usually do in these games. But the characters there are lively to give you a reason to go there. You always have to do a mission before you can go after the Divine Beasts, but they are always different. Like with the Gerudo, you had to go after the Yiga clan and get a heirloom back. For the Gorons, you had to save one of their members who was also going after the Divine Beast, and then take the Divine Beast down, and so on and so forth. But the main thing that kept me coming back and wanting more is the memories. They are so well put together. Even when there's barely anything there, I wanted to know more. I really want to see what happened pre-Breath of the Wild into this world. So 5 out of 5 for the story. It really hooked me, it got me going, and I really want more. Next up, we are going to do the characters. So, in the game, like I said, there are the characters in towns and whatnot. The place is actually very empty, but and not many people are actually there in any town. I think it's just a handful of people. But also it gives it the appeal and adds to the world, because there isn't just hundreds of people everywhere in every corner of the world. No, there's small pockets here and there in the stables, whether it be in the stables, whether it be in the actual towns, outside of the towns, in smaller towns, in the bigger towns, what have you. There are people, each just trying to live their life. They all have their own individual stories and wants and needs. Some of them have quests, some of them don't. And it's just a fun mishmash to talk to them. Even though I didn't talk to a lot of people who didn't have any missions for me, it was still good to talk to the people who did. And everyone has their own perceived notions, their wants, their needs. And especially going to the main 5 or 4 characters. Link is silent protagonist, so he is as he is. Always up for a fight and going, but doesn't talk much. Zelda cares so much. She wants to unlock her power to seal away the darkness to save her village, but just can't. And it eats away at her. The 4 champions all have different relationships with Link and Zelda, all wanting the best for Hyrule and their own kingdom, and their own town and whatnot, towns, villages, and whatnot. But also just want their own things. Like, for example, Rivali really thinks he is the best of all of them, can take down Ganon on his own, and does not like Link for it. Mipha has a crush on Link, and wants to date him, but, of course, she is shy. Unfortunately, she is shy, and also in the midst of battle, so she can't really express that. And just each character has their own wants, needs, and way about them. That makes it very nice when you see them all connecting, which is also why I would like to see a Breath of the Wild prequel show, because it's just so much there, so much character there. I really want to dig in and see them struggle with Zelda not getting her powers and how they react to fight with her and whatnot, and just go with it. So like I said, overall, for character-wise, I am going to give it a 5 out of 5, because they're all very unique. Whether in towns, outside of towns, big characters or small characters, they all have their own wants, needs, and quirks. Even though I didn't explore a lot of it, there's a lot to do there. For character-wise. Now, for setting, it's a big open world, as big open worlds do. You have different places, like you have a lot of mountains. In between places, you have key areas, like you have... You have sort of a... what would it be? An ocean-type area, sea-type area, with a island you could go to. I didn't go through it in this area, but I know there's a challenge mode there. There's snowy mountains. There's the desert. There's the fiery volcano. Just a lot of areas. There's plains. There's hills. There's jungle at one point. There's beaches. Just a lot of variety. And it looks very nice. Very beautiful places. They all mesh into one and whatnot. And they all seem very natural, and I enjoyed exploring them very much. So again, with setting, I'm going to give it a 5 out of 5 because it all looks unique. If you gave me a picture, if I knew the game better, I'd be able to say like, oh yeah, that looks like it's this place. That's Rito Village because of the buildings. That's Gerudo Town because of the buildings I see and how it looks and whatnot. So very, very nice. 5 out of 5. Good stuff. Now we go on to the game mechanics. So the game mechanics, very simple. You just attack, you block, you have arrows to shoot and whatnot. You have the Sheikah Slate, which gives you various different options, like bomb. You can freeze water, make water pillars come up. You can move magnetic things. Someone trying to call me? Sam tried to call me. Move magnetic things. And you can stop things that give them force when you hit to make them fly. Weapons have different levels on them to attack. And also have a durability thing. And yeah. You have your pictures that you can take a picture of things. And if you need to, you can always put it into your Sheikah Slate to hone in on it. And so, yeah, it's good. It's good. Overall, for the mechanics, I don't overly like the durability mechanic, but I still appreciate it. I understand why it's there, because this game is big, vast, with many challenges. It'd be way too easy to get the best weapon in the game. It never breaks. You can just go through everything. Even the Master Sword, which is the strongest weapon in the game when it's in Hyrule Castle, does have a limit of use before it has to go back and recharge, which is fine. So you have to keep going, exploring, gaining new weapons, shields, bow and arrows, in order to fight monsters the way you want. You can fight them or flee from them. Beating them gives you ingredients, which you can find monster ingredients from killing things, or you can find just random things on the ground and whatnot. So that you can get items to cook to make food, to heal yourself, or give you special alternative stuff. There's a lot to the game. In essence of game mechanic wise. I could probably go on for 20 more minutes discussing it all. But overall, it is good. It is fun. There's a lot to do. A lot of people didn't like the durability mechanic. I personally am not a fan of it, but I appreciate it for being there. I understand why it's there, and I accept it. So overall, for mechanics, I'm going to give it a 5 out of 5 because it works really well together. You can do a lot with the different moves you get, bombs, magnesis. Sometimes you can pull metal things and drop it on enemies' heads to knock them out instantly and kill them. You can find chests that way. There are secrets in the world that you need to use these powers to find. It's just overall really well done, really put together, and really enjoyable, like most Nintendo products are, because they do a good job with a lot of the stuff. So overall, 5 out of 5 for the game mechanics, because there's a lot to experience, there's a lot to do, but it's never overwhelming, and it all helps you to become better and understand what's going on. So overall with the game, I'm giving it a 5 out of 5. It is definitely a game to play and enjoy, but maybe not complete because it is very, very... There's a lot in the world to do, especially with the Koroks. I think there's like 999 Korok seeds, and you only need 100 of them to get everything you need from that. And the shrines, there's like 100 and something shrines. It's fun, but completing it is more. But like I said, the story is amazing. I really would love to have a TV show of Breath of the Wild. The characters are fun. I could see a good show going on with the champions and Link and Zelda and their turmoil of Zelda not liking Link all that much for her own sad reasons and just wanting him to go away, but him needing to be there because he is her guard and he must protect her, whether she likes it or not. To the setting of just a beautiful open areas, to wooded areas, to the Calamity Field castle in the center, to to the fires of Mount Doom, or Death Mountain, the waters of the Zora Domain, or the... I could have climbed up some of those waterfalls at Hyrule. Anyways, just realizing some things. Or the deserts. It's all beautiful. It's all well done. It's always fun to explore more. There's always something to find. And the game mechanics just allow you to do a lot of that freely, easily, and it's made for exploring these long treks and having fun with it. But either way, like I said, 5 out of 5 game. Definitely play it. Definitely beat it. But completing it might be just a little too much. And I don't recommend for the average player. Because even I am going to take a break before going back and trying to complete everything. But I will leave this as it stands here. Breath of the Wild is done for now. And I'll be back later. But until then, thank you, my fuzzies, for watching. And I'll see you next anytime. Take care.